Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Driving Perilously, the show in which we turn on the radio and talk about what it is that's going on. What it is that's going on is I'm listening to NPR, and I'm listening to NPR talk about, well, I don't want to say what they're talking about. Let's just say that they've beat one drum for 8 years and they're starting to beat a different one. Let's just keep it at that. Cryptic. I have to remember my audience. Okay, forget that. Let's start over. So, I just heard somebody on NPR say a word I had never heard pronounced that way. Netanyahu. No. Netanyahu. No. I can't do it. So instead of Netanyahu, it was something like that. And yesterday I heard them say Utah in a way I had never heard. Something like Utah or something like that. Never heard it anyway but Utah before yesterday. Because of the war, we have to say Kyiv, but everybody knows it was Chicken Kiev for the previous 100 or 150 years, but now it's Kyiv. And then, of course, they're talking about Qatar or gutter or Qatar. Now, hello, gutter, Qatar, and Qatar don't even sound alike. So what is it? Pick a pronunciation and let's use it. And let's use the pronunciation of the people that live there. If they say gutter, let's say gutter. If they say Qatar, let's say Qatar. If they say Qatar, let's say Qatar. What is the problem here? I know in some languages, the Song people from, is it Namibia? You know, they have clicks. And they have stuff that are indistinguishable. They have sounds in their language, phonetic combinations that are indistinguishable for us. And of course, other languages have other alphabets. But we have these things in our hands where we can record anything at any time, meaning we can hear how people talk, and whatever in the heck they call their country, we should call it that too. The simplest one I can think of is Brazil, which I'm sure I'm not saying correctly, but if it's not Brazil, why would I call it Brazil my whole life instead of trying to say it the way they say it? Is it Londres? No, it's London. Is it Paris? No, it's something like Paris. I can't say it correctly, but I can try. What's the problem here? So we've got Utah, Kyiv, Netanyahu. I can't say that one. And all these names. And of course it goes with people's names. Charlize got on TV. She's an interesting character. Charlize got on TV and she said that her name is something like Throne, but the American version is Theron. Hello, it's your name. Is it Throne or is it Theron? Well, according to her, it's both. So do people get to have two pronunciations of their name if they want to, if they're pretty? Do they get an Oscar if they make themselves ugly for a movie? Yeah, they do. If they cut their hair off while they're singing, do they get an Oscar for that too? If they Hathaway? How many movies has she made where they pretend like Anne Hathaway is ugly and then she's pretty at the end? 5 of those? And one of them she got an Oscar for? Hey, it does work, but I don't know if it needs to be done 5 times. So I think we should say people's names the way they say their name. So I've started saying Louisiana. But I feel absolutely certain there are people in that state who don't say it that way, just like Nevada and Nevada. But have you heard this one? Arkansas. Have you heard of that one? Arkansas? Kansas and Arkansas? Aha, bet you haven't. So, with my own name, I think of people from, I guess it's Boston. You say Kyle? Is it a Carl? Now that is a little more understandable because if you listen to all the words they say, they seem to have that way of saying the R. But just a random different pronunciation of a place or a person's name is not acceptable. We need to say it the way they say it. Okay, what about this one, ladies and gentlemen? There's a singer from Quebec, which of course used to be Quebec to us, and her last name is probably not pronounced right, Dion. But her name is not Celine, it's Selin. She says her name, Selin, and she's probably said her name that way for her whole life, and we've always called her Celine. What is going on? It's incomprehensible now that we have audio devices and we're listening to people all over the world. Now, back in the day, when people didn't get to hear what other people sounded like and they were just mailing letters and taking letters or telegraph messages around the world, there was no pronunciation accompanied with that. So you had to guess how it was pronounced. But it's not that way anymore. And we're just now catching up? That is crazy to me. I guess it just points out that humans think about themselves more than other people, but it does make sense because you can clean your room. You can't clean other people's room. So you should think about yourself more. You just shouldn't think more of yourself. So that's my thoughts for today about pronunciation. And I guess that's it for today's video. It's 7 minutes and 46 seconds. You're supposed to have a 10-minute video, according to PewDiePie, who did it better than anybody else. But things on the internet change easy. Nobody watches 2-hour movies. We've got those reels. So maybe the ideal length of a YouTube video is 8 minutes and 11 seconds, and I've just surpassed it. It's possible. So that's it for today. I'll catch you on the next one.